Do you recognize what this is? It's Supersonic by Zenthicalpha, a super popular insane demon from 1.9 and the start of Vibrant's Sonic series. But what would happen if I had a part in this level? Well, let's find out. So y'all recognize this. It's Jeyzor's part in Supersonic. Now, it's all right, I guess. Like, it's not that good. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna remake this entire part. This was of course inspired by Woolsey, but let's begin with the actual level. So I want to try to put like difference. When I begin with gameplay, I usually start with making some portals to mark down what should happen afterwards. Maybe like right on this beat it will change. And after marking down some portals for what the part should be like, I started with building the gameplay. I think that will work pretty well. So let's start with the actual gameplay. Thanks to a Jew and some other simple layouts that I've made, I've gotten way better at building Geometry Dash gameplay. And so I used a lot of tips that I've learned along the way. So first of all, I want to do gameplay pretty similar to the wave parts in a Jew, but I want to make it at least tighter. The actual gameplay wasn't too hard to make, but making it be the similar difficulty to Supersonic, that was pretty tricky. Okay, that's not really that high CBS, maybe something like this. Maybe like that with the portal down here. I tried to make the gameplay and structuring as unique as possible, which I think I succeeded in. I'll have something like this, maybe that. I tried to make the gameplay relatively open so that I could put in other details later without making the entire part messy. And we'll just connect to that structure. Yeah, that is probably a bit too difficult, so like I'll move that up. I also want to take some time out of the video to say thank you for 400 subscribers, but once this video is uploaded, I might already be at 500 subs. I always do this when I'm exiting a part. But anyways, let's continue. Just like really simple stuff connecting to the ground. I used a lot of variation in the structuring to make it look less copy-pasted. Yeah, that's good. That's some good gameplay. Then doing more of this. And then continuing the slope-based stuff. More of these structures with some of them on top. I first made the big structures and I added the smaller structures later on. That's probably a little evil. Yeah, that is probably a little bit evil, but I guess I'll keep it. And yeah, just like maybe going on the ground and then coming back up like this. From now on, the rest of the gameplay is basically just the same, so let's see how the entire gameplay of the part is looking so far. Nice. So yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, how far am I gonna want to get before all of this gets screwed up? Oh, here's the damn duel. But we're now getting on to the decoration. Oh god! As you can probably guess, since this is a wave part, it uses a lot of slopes. And holy crap, when I see a slope that I have to decorate, I just want to delete it as quickly as possible. So you can now guess how many attempts it took for me to find a proper block design. Let's count them up together. I first started with adding my name to the part. Like if I just copy this and flip it like that. I guess this also can be called the piece before the storm in a way. So I just need an F. And after doing that, let's get on to the first failed block design. So for some reason there are no layering in this level. Number 1, I started off with some outlines for the blocks and they will also change. I then added some mechanical blocks to the top of the block. After setting the colors, I was ready to continue where I left off. Then let's put one of these slopes in. I then filled the block in with some bright blue backing blocks. This will be like some glow. I then added some other details until I realized how terrible the design actually was. That's not that good. Number 2. I started off with some 9 circles blocks for some reason. Like let's say I'll do something like this. Just some weird experimenting. I tried to make some variation in the block to make it more interesting. Bro, why am I just playing this? I then added some glow to the block, but it still didn't look good. So like that adds a little bit of shine. But for some reason I still tried to make the block look better. Until I deleted it, of course. Maybe I'll make this color 4 and this color 1. That doesn't look good either. Number 3. Dude, what the hell do I do? This time I tried to do something kinda similar to Jeyzor's original part by adding some colored bricks. With like bricks like this. And I filled in the rest of the block with some hexagon forest looking blocks. Some of the same blocks like up here. Maybe that can work. Maybe some glow can help it. I screwed around for like 5 minutes to make the glow work until I gave up and deleted the block design. I've tried so much, but I can't find anything that works. Number 4. I tried to use some colored 1.0 objects on the top of the block, but that didn't work that well either. So like that, and then this, no. Like that, but that's way too basic. I tried to do everything that I could to save the design before eventually giving it a well-deserved demise. What if I remove this? Alright, this part has gone on for way too long, so let's just see how many attempts it took me. And it was 6 blocks in total. It's time for ground spike decoration time! First of all, the ground spikes I want to use, I used 2 layers of ground spikes, with the black ones being the curvy ones and the shading ones being the transparent spiky ones. And just like that, like it just continues to the next part, okay. I had some few layering issues, but I fixed those and it's time to work on the block design again. But then I got a block design that worked right after making the ground spikes, so that spared me a lot of time, and let's see how I made it. That's looking like something from Supersonic. I started with filling everything in with black blocks and evolving the block to the finished product over time. I'll just make it temporarily black, like right now. I applied the temporary design to another block to see how it would look like on a wider surface. Actually, why did I copy the values? It's just this. For the spikes, I just did something really generic, and I would like to change it, but it's too late now. And then like, for the actual spikes, I guess I'll just do this with a black spike. So maybe some spike glow. I did something similar to design 3 with some separations in the middle with some hexagon force looking blocks. Then the inside is another block. But then like I definitely need more color into this. I put some metallic blocks on the top of the structure to finish the block design. But I think this is actually a proper block design that can fit into Supersonic. So I'll apply it to all of the other structures before the mini portal, and then I'll maybe do works on some air decoration and maybe some saw blades. I filled the block design to 6 structures in total before beginning on the air deco for the part. I think I'm gonna go and do like some of these. So like let's go on layer 3. Dang. Since custom backgrounds didn't exist back in 1.9, I used some classic 2015 air deco structures to fill in some empty space. So like all of this is B3. I think that maybe some saw blades, this can be a better part. I was stuck on the saw blade design until I just spammed some random objects, which surprisingly made a pretty cool design. Just like this. Like holy shoot, that's a complicated saw. And after making 2 smaller variations, I was ready to copy and paste the saws to the part. And yeah, that's it. So like now I have all of these things. Maybe like this one down here. And like there aren't really that many places where you can put saw blades here, but maybe like this over here. As I just said, it was hard to find places to put the saws without super buffing the entire part in the process, but after finding some places that it would be, I think it looked pretty good. I think that's good enough for the first 8th, I guess. I guess I'll go over to this part as well with the block design. Although there isn't that much interesting stuff left, I still want to show how I made everything. And so far, I'm really happy with this part, and I hope that you enjoyed as well. Alright, so this just needs one more of these structures. And so like this is actually getting together really good. I hope that you like this style of content, and let me know in the comments if I should continue this series with some other levels. So this is already 903 objects. That is way more than Jeyzor. After this, there wasn't really that much more interesting stuff going on, except what I should do with the D block. So like, what do I do to indicate that you can actually go here? If you guys didn't know, D blocks didn't exist in 1.9, but I decided to keep them in because of the minor 2.0 update that Zenthicalpha made to add some coins. That would be pretty disappointing if that were to happen. But now, we only have one more thing to add before the part was complete. After adding some pulses to the background, the part was complete, and this is the final showcase of the part. Nice. So that's my entire part. Like, in my opinion, not like bias or anything, I think that this is one of the best looking parts in Supersonic, at least in my opinion. That's it for today, so please subscribe and bye-byes.